Okay, so this message is specifically for the black sheep of the family, but the youngest sibling. Okay, so if you are the youngest sibling and you are the black sheep and you came from a narcissistic family, then this message is specifically for you. Okay? So I got this download, and pretty much the revelation that I'm getting is that when your older siblings, when you all were coming up, when you all were growing up, because your older siblings were older than you, they came through life first, they had learned things before you, they knew about life before you did. There were still things that you were innocent to because you were younger than them. It was their duty as an older sibling to help you, to guide you, to teach you, to really look after you and protect you. But they did the exact opposite. And every opportunity that they had to help you and they failed, it pretty much backfired and affected their life. So, or anytime they came against you and they were abusive towards you, whatever it is that they said basically bounced off of you and like stuck to them. So if you had an older sibling that was constantly talking about your appearance in a negative way, you'll notice that now you've grown up and you're the better looking sibling, and their looks are beginning to fade. They're looking a little washed up, like they don't have their beauty is fading. It's because they attacked your beauty, so now their beauty is being attacked. You know, they may have tried to talk about your money or maybe whatever the case is, and now it's like you're making way more money than them. They may have, whenever it is that they talked about things that you've been through and made fun of you for going through difficult situations, they went through difficult situations and they were unable to really fully recover from it, while they watched you go through similar situations and overcome and be very resilient. So them watching you thrive as an adult and watching you surpass them, they are watching you surpass them. That is their karma. That is what they get for how they treated you. They spent your whole entire life, your whole entire childhood, they spent tearing you down, trying to get you to not see your power, trying to just get you to hate yourself. And then it turned out that they ended up hating themselves. They ended up being miserable, not enjoying their life, not really knowing. Okay, part 2. All of the pain that they caused you, they ended up having to sit back and watch you rise from the ashes like the phoenix rising. And they watched you turn all of that pain around and become the version of yourself that you are today. Stronger, more healed, wiser, more mature. Another thing, you had moments in your life where you were emotionally immature. You hadn't really developed your emotional maturity, but when you grew up surrounded by people that were emotionally immature, you did not have the proper guidance to teach you emotional intelligence. And because you behaved similar to how they were behaving and how they responded emotionally, they saw reflections of how they handled things in you, and they were being very hypocritical. They would tear you down for how you reacted and responded to things when they reacted and responded in the same exact way, but they villainized you, but it was okay for them. It was always a double standard. And now that they spent so much time trying to call you immature, now you have outgrown them and you are the most mature one out of all of them. And they know this and they will never admit it because they don't want to admit that they've lived more years, but you have more wisdom and you got more sense and you got a stronger head on your shoulders than they do. And the sad truth about your older siblings is that they do not know who they are. They don't know their purpose in life. They don't know why they are here. They have not met themselves on a deep soul level the same way that you have. And because of that, they feel threatened by you. So that is why they spend so much time trying to tear you down and bring back that old version of you and try to start this whole smear campaign and go around acting like you are still that old version is because they cannot handle the version that you are today, because the version of you are today is worthy of respect. They didn't respect you when you were a child growing up. They did not want to respect you. And now they have no other choice but to respect you. So let me tell you, they respect you whether they say it or not. They respect you. They may not like you, but they will respect, but they do respect you. And if it's one thing that, even though I don't talk to my dad, but he taught me, it's better to be respected than to be liked. They respect you. They do. Also, the sad truth is that they are so brainwashed by the toxicity of this narcissistic cult that they have no idea that they are operating in this system. And they want to hold on to the system so tightly and hold on to their roles because it's all they know. They don't know who they are outside of the system. Part 3, your siblings, they do not know who they are outside of the narcissistic family system. And that's what happens when you are in a narcissistic family dynamic. When they are able to uphold their roles and they are whatever treatment that they receive from that role, they base their whole entire identity off of that role. So stepping out of that role is going to make them have to find and search for themselves, do some soul searching and find themselves. But that's something that they just, it's hard for them to do. Okay? And another thing is that because this system has allowed them to survive and exist and coexist the way they have, they don't want to let it go. Even if they see issues, even if they see the scapegoat being mistreated, what they'll do is they will hold on so tightly and this is why it's a cult mentality, because they will still try to convince the scapegoat that what you're experiencing is love, so that way the scapegoat stays. Because once the scapegoat escapes, when they realize how horrible they've been treated and they say all of us are treated horribly and y'all are the one that's staying, then it's going to require the siblings to look at their parents. And let me tell you another thing. Your siblings do not want to look at their parents for who they are as people. They don't. They may say that they do, but they don't. Because if they see them as people, then they're going to have to see them beyond the veil, beyond the mask. And when they see them as people, as who they truly are, it's not going to be a pleasant sight. And I think they are protecting themselves for seeing their parents for who they truly are, because they don't want to have to, their whole world will fall apart when they see the truth. So your narcissistic family, your narcissistic siblings spend so much time trying to uphold this lie because they are afraid of the truth, because the truth is going to change their whole life. Their whole foundation has been a lie, and they have to rebuild their life from scratch from this wisdom that they've known. And they aren't ready to face that yet, because they know they've been a part of it, and they have to look back at how they have been treated. And they've been pleasing their parents just to get what they want. And they're going to have some realizations of themselves. And when they're not ready to face themselves, they're not ready to face the full truth. So yeah, they spend a lot of time tearing you down, and it's because they can never handle what you deal